By now, you've likely seen my playthrough and review of the new Doom game, like here and here. And if there's one thing you've gleaned by now, it's how fond I am of that game. It's a marvelous return to form of a genre that's been growing a bit stale. And how odd is it that it took a backtracking to get back on track for a genre that used to be known as Doom clones? But even better than the game itself is all the possibilities of a sequel. And hey, what do you know? I just so happen to have a show dedicated to hopes and ideas. Writing in Geek. And yes, there will be spoilers. I mean, you just watched me play through the whole game, didn't you? Why does it sound familiar? I would absolutely love to finally have a hell on Earth that, actually looked like Earth, as opposed to whatever the original Doom 2 had going on. It would be great to finally break away from Mars for the first time in forever. It would be great to see the effect the whole hell is real notion has had on Earth. Though with the whole UAC Scientology-esque notion of tears, it's entirely possible that Earth has no idea about the existence of hell. It may be that humanity has no idea about the source of Argent. Though with references to Jupiter and Saturn, it's possible they'll be going further out instead. Which would be okay too, but just as long as it's not Mars again. I love the Mars setting, but it's nice to have some variety, Plus, being set on Earth would allow you to make the arenas less obvious as, arenas. Which, speaking of variety, go fucking crazy with hell next time! Please do bring back some of the heavy metal cover fire and brimstone goodness. But don't forget to go even more nightmarish. I want to see levels that would make David Cronenberg go, man, that's messed up. Think body horror with levels of undulating flesh and meat, flowing blood, possibly human or otherwise features everywhere. To the point that you can't tell if things were stitched together from bodies, or you're walking through some wholly new organism. Which, just saying, by having the invasion of Earth, you'd have plenty of bodies for your twisted Lego project. As for gameplay, you've got something gold here, so it doesn't need much of an overhaul. But going back to some of my complaints, there needs to be more random encounters in the world. Just monsters wandering around doing their own thing. It'd be great to come across them building some of the altars, collecting bodies, forming gore nests, or just doing their own thing. Remember, in this mythology, we are the boogeyman to the demons. How great would it be to come up on them all horror movie style and give an imp an oh shit moment? I also don't want to be saving people, but I definitely want to see demons tearing into them outside of holographic recordings. And again, an ongoing invasion of Earth would be the perfect excuse. Not to mention, let's see some human transformation. Screaming in agony as they're possessed by lost souls. You don't have to go horror shooter as Doom 3 tried to do, but do bring in more of the active horror, rather than recently past horror. It would only fuel our demon-killing desires. Speaking of random, Doom traps. More Doom traps. I want to have to decide if nabbing the out-of-the-way doohickey is worth spawning the nasty thing that'll come after me. I want to look at a tantalizing pickup and try and figure out if there's something in the environment that will spring into action and take me out. You've even got the built-in excuse of not only the demons being sadistic, but humans too would be setting traps to try and kill demons. That allows all manner of ingenious tricks. Again, you don't want to slow the pace to Doom 3 levels, but you should absolutely not feel safe to wander around looking for baubles. That's where you inject more of the horror element. That would keep the odd feeling of action, no action out of the equation, and replace it with the feeling of action and then tension, as in the old games. And besides, with as fun as you've made killing demons, spawning monsters from pickups only makes for more reward. Story-wise, I would like more, but not in the form of cutscenes and things. Any additional story must remain unobtrusive. Add in video logs or something, in addition to the expansive codex returning. You can play the video logs, learning more about the characters, much like the holograms and testaments in this game, or ignore them entirely. I also don't want to see the typical "we have to save Earth" storyline. Other characters can do that stuff. But the Doom Marine must remain single-minded. Don't have him killing other humans, but don't have him saving them either. The focus must remain on the fanatical pursuit of killing every single goddamn demon everywhere. Earth being saved is just a nice bonus. And please, more tongue-in-cheek giving the finger to narrative and gameplay guidance, while still maintaining the wonderful plot you've got going on. Now, let's talk important stuff. Demons. The best part of the game. The guys you kill as they try to survive you. Every single demon needs to make a return. Even the cyber demon. Not the same cyber demon, but let's have a couple across the game. Give them each a slightly different skin to indicate these are rare things. But how awesome would it be not to have some build-up to a major bout? But you're just minding your own business and surprise cyber demon! Even better, let's toss them in a room with other enemies. How fun would that fresh nightmare be? Don't change him up much, but remove the life bar and make him a rare but formidable enemy using mostly his Phase 1 tactics. But every once in a while mix in some Phase 2 stuff like the energy waves and things. But no manufactured corridors. Leave that a unique feature of this boss version. The Possessed should return, but with a different look. Owing to the fact that Earth civilians would be wearing different clothes from UAC personnel. Might even be fun to spawn a chainsaw-wielding Possessed every once in a while, just to shake things up. And yes, he can insta-kill you all the same. I also do not want to see the soldiers and security return. Instead, let's bring back the classics. Zombie Man, Shotgun Guy, and Heavy Weapon Dude. Your excuse is this time these are Earth military personnel rather than UAC security. And while the names can be changed, the idea is that you've got 3 classes of possessed soldier. The lowly zombie man armed with just a pistol or an assault rifle. The more heavily armored shotgun guys with shotguns or plasma rifles. And having a shield here or there. Basically the soldier and security of this game, just reskinned as Earth police units. And finally, the heavy weapon dudes. Heavily armored chain gun or Gauss rifle wielding assholes. As for the demon forces, well, I love the new armored pinkies. I miss fighting them early game. So how about we split the difference? Introduce pinky pups. Smaller, no armor versions to add to the early game hordes before reintroducing the armored versions later. And speaking of variants, how about a return of Doom 64's Nightmare Imp? Invisible fireball tossing nuisances could only add to the chaotic fun. And speaking of nuisances, more lost souls. And you know what comes along with that, right? Pain elementals! I miss the Lost Soul belching cacodemon variant. I can imagine them coming up with some nifty differences. Hell, the idea of having a volatile exploding enemy is loads of fun itself. Another demon I'd like to see back, but would be harder to implement. The Archvile. Summoners of this game stand in for them owing to the fact that bodies disappear upon death. Which, I understand why, because I can imagine the memory nightmare that these current demons are. But it would be great to see the originals make a return. You've got a little leeway if you leave bodies around just a little bit longer before they disintegrate. Which one would think would be a primary focus of the next game engine update. Being able to have more things going on screen at once. Meaning more demons in battle, and the ability to keep bodies around a little bit longer. And now, I'm gonna say something absolutely batshit crazy. I want battles with both a summoner and an Archvile. Just imagine the glorious chaos. One calling in new demons, the other one bringing back the ones you just killed. If you can pull off something like that alone, then you've made the sequel worthwhile. While I want the Cyber Demon back, I don't want the other bosses back. The Hell Guardians were a nifty addition, but leave them something unique for the first game. Nor do I want to see the Spider Mastermind back. But I would like to see the return of the Arachnotrons. Basically just make them smaller versions of the boss, giving them the ability to climb like imps. How great would it be to be coming down a corridor with those bastards scrambling around the walls and ceilings at the other end, avoiding your shots as you return fire. You can even bring in some of the Doom 3 demons. Or hell, make up some whole new nightmare. Though I would love for them to go crazy creative with the bosses next time. Maybe have a couple more, because early game feels odd knowing there are legit bosses later in the game. I'd certainly like to fight some of those titans the mythology talks about. But there's 2 bosses that I know are non-negotiable. Samuel Hayden, I don't have much interest in fighting him. He didn't strike me as a villain. Just a man willing to do whatever it takes to save the world, in his opinion. Well, it could make a cool boss encounter. Please, don't have him just being evil, or even working with demons. Hayden should be someone with his own agenda. It adds a nice variety to the game with this guy doing his own thing. Hell, have him still trying to help the Doom Marine over the comm system the entire game. And it would actually be an awesome extension of this game to have the whole fight being Hayden trying to reason with the Doom Marine. And talk him down while being repeatedly shot in the faceplate. And being forced to defend himself from us. I will abide no talking heads telling me what to do. But absolutely, 100%, whatever you do, Hayden must not be the final boss. Nor possessed Hayden. If we're going to fight Hayden, the fight should not go past the penultimate encounter of the game. And simply making a possessed Hayden would just be a rehash of this game's ending. And it would annoy the shit out of me. Plus, yes, I got your clever bit of reused foreshadowing. Samuel Hayden. S. Hayden. Satan. So, if Hayden is out, what would I prefer? No, not a genuine Satan. Doom can be more creative than Satan. Satan has become such a rote character that you just gotta roll your eyes every time he appears and go, "Oh, you again." Kinda like Castlevania Lords of Shadow. Is there a more generic ultimate villain than him? Doom could do well to bring in even more crazy demon lords than Satan. But before going totally nuts with Doom 3-2, let's bring back one of the defining big bads of Doom and treat him far better than the original. Who do I mean? Well, the icon of sin, naturally. But not the face-in-the-wall icon of sin. I want to battle the full-bodied monstrosity. Imagine it. You go into the first phase of the battle with the icon all dead-like, just speaking all demonic and spewing demons from his brain hole. You shoot him in the Romero till his health bar is depleted, and then celebrate victory. Well, until he breaks free and rises once more. Just imagine having to fight a boss the size of a level. A massive beast built from the bones and bodies of all the demons slain in your efforts to reach this very moment. That is what Doom 2 needs to shoot for. More monsters and bigger monsters. Level after level of increasing throngs of enemies. Titanic bosses that make the cyber demons seem tiny. Culminating in all-out war with the Horde itself and their gargantuan leader, the Icon of Sin. Come on, Doom guys, you should shoot for no less. And of course, feel free to have another cliffhanger. Because, you know what? After the battle with the final boss, the cliffhanger in this game didn't feel at all like a cop-out, but rather a promise. A promise that, yes, there are more demons to be killed by. So come on, Id, let's do this Too Doom, Too Furious. My body is ready. But let me know what you think down in the comments, and what you'd like to see in a sequel to this Doom game. See you next time on Writing and Geek. And go buy Doom right now so I have a chance at some of this.